fighting with the baby, man. He's freaking out. He doesn't want to get dressed.
Really?
Wants me to hold him nonstop. He's like, up, up, up. I'm like, okay, hold on.
That happens, dude. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. In about a month, he's going to be 2, and then I guess the terrible 2 start. It seems like they're already starting to start.
He's gonna be 2 in a month. You said?
Yeah, April 23rd, so roughly a little bit over a month.
Get out of here, man.
2 years over?
That went by quick.
Yeah, right? You're telling me.
Man, it's been crazy out here. Sirens and rain and all hell's breaking loose down here, Virginia Beach.
Oh, at least it's not coming in through your microphone this time. I don't hear any of
It
it.
will. I'm sure it will.
Oh, we got Julia on the line and Lynette. Hey, Lynette. Hey, Julia.
Cool. We're gonna wait a while for all the late stragglers to get in here in about 4 minutes. So run and grab you a glass of wine or a beer or whatever you're drinking tonight. This is gonna be fun. We're gonna talk about all sorts of cool stuff that you probably do. So it's gonna be great.
Well, your audio
Julia's. Hi,
disappeared.
Colin. Hi, Julia. What happened?
Your audio got funky for a second there. Hi, Julia. How you doing? Julia
You're
is like a
funky.
hardcore webinar attendee, at least with our webinars. I think you have a problem, Julia. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, man. She's on all of them.
She needs a go to webinar patch. Audio levels are good. Thanks, Julia. Oh, also, anybody who's
Oh, what the
listening.
heck?
What? What's going on?
I've got a webinar.
Oh,
It's got to be a better webinar than software than this.
yeah. Google Hangouts. It's the next big thing.
Yeah?
Anybody who's listening to us, you might see us, or you might see me flipping over to Google Hangouts pretty soon. It's free. You can have 9 people as presenters, and like I think unlimited people listening in on the line. And oh, there we go. Google Hangouts can still have a lot of technical problems. Okay, good to know. I'm going to test it out. But I've heard some good things about it, and it instantly goes to YouTube after that. So I think I'm gonna maybe not do a full-fledged webinar, but maybe I'll like teach like a class on how to do like one little thing, like a 20-minute hangout.
Hey, man, you figure it out, you let me know.
Okay.
'Cause it looks kind of, I can't figure it out right now for some reason.
Met a lot of folks at PodCamp Toronto. I like the name of that. I've never even heard of PodCamp Toronto. Sounds futuristic.
I know, man. Wonder if it's like alien pods,
I don't know.
that steal your
Canada.
body, like
You never know.
body snatcher pods.
We can hear you, Shirley. Hi, Shirley. You don't need to yell, Shirley. Alien pods. Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to look that up. Chris Brogan. I've never even heard of that. Look at that. I'm learning something new already on this webinar.
Well, that's cool.
It is cool.
Julia's got all the good stuff going on. She's on top
hookup.
of everything. Al Borowski's on here. It's time to get off. I'm cutting the disconnect here.
Oh, Al Borowski.
Al Borowski, yeah.
No way.
Al's on everything. Hey, Al.
Hey, Al, what's up? And Barbara Allison. I've seen Barbara Allison on a couple of these before. I feel like we're in romper room.
Well, that's funny because Barbara Allison has kindergarten teacher training.
Oh. Maybe
So, yes, romper room is appropriate with Barbara in the room. All right, we're going to just wait like another minute or two, guys, for late stragglers, and then we're going to start our Power of Social Bookmarking webinar. And there's a snip URL. If you guys can email that to your friends or Twitter it or Facebook out, we really appreciate it. Still time to get in. I love these webinars, Mark. I just do. I love them.
You know what I just read on Reddit while you were talking?
What's that?
The police did a survey in Oregon, and they found that the panhandlers outside of Walmart were making more than the employees working inside Walmart. Pretty
The
interesting.
things you get from Reddit, you know.
Oh, I love Reddit. We're definitely going to be talking
Hmm.
about that tonight. Do I need to share my screen? Like, are you going to flip that over, or are you just going to go to Reddit when we talk about it?
Um,
It doesn't matter. I just
we'll
was
go to
wondering.
we'll go to Reddit. Oh yeah, I've got a Reddit profile that I want to show everybody.
Oh,
It's
good.
not yours,
Okay.
so I didn't. You don't have to share the screen, or I don't have to share
Okay,
the screen.
good. I'll just tell you where to go then.
Oh really? What do you have, like a username? Is it Reddit? How do you get there?
No, no, no. I don't have like a specific page profile or anything. I don't need to be even be logged in, but I just if you can go to the site when we talk about it, I will say,
Oh
Colin, go
yeah.
up to the top and click here. That's all.
Okay, we can do that.
Look at all these people pouring in.
I know, man. It's like crazy.
If any
It's
of
like
you
the
guys are
circus.
coming in late, you need a note from your teacher, from your parents, of why you're late.
A hall pass.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we might as well start getting this going here. It's like 2 minutes after by my clock.
Yeah, let's get
I'm
going.
gonna hit I'm gonna hit the recording. Cool. Looks like I have started recording. All right, well, everybody, I want to welcome everybody to the Power of Social Bookmarking webinar with Mark and I. The webinar is starting, well, it says it'll start in just a moment, but it's going to start right now. There's still time to get in. If you want to post this little snip URL down here to your Twitter, we'd really appreciate it. So I'll give you 2 seconds to write that down. 1, 2, and welcome to the webinar. This is the power of social bookmarking, and bookmarking is a little bit different than social networking like Facebook and Twitter. We're going to point out all the differences, the strengths, the pros and cons of all this, and Mark especially is a bookmarking fiend, so
Mm-hmm.
he's going to have a lot of cool stuff to say. So how is everybody out there tonight? If you can hear us okay, shout out yes in the chat box. Get used to writing in the chat box because this is where you're going to write your questions because we're going to have a killer Q&A at the end. So in case you don't understand any of this, Kim says yes, Barbara says yes, Julia says yes, Virginia, yep. All right, you guys are great. Al Borowski, yeah, we don't care what he says. Tanya, yes, yes. Tanya Hayes, great. Yeah, you guys can hear us fine. So we're going to get into this. And first we want to talk about exactly what you're going to learn tonight. And we're going to keep a promise here because I hate webinars that promise stuff and you don't learn any content. We're really going to get into some cool stuff. So we're going to talk about how bookmarking sites can get you noticed by the media, which is kind of cool. And then we're going to talk about how bookmarking sites can get more traffic to your website. Also, how bookmarking submissions, you can use them to get higher search results. Bob Walker says, hi, Colin and Mark. Hey, Bob, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Bob.
Also, we're going to talk about how you can build yourself into an expert in your field using bookmarking, which is cool because you can share links with people. And we're going to show you some stories about how people who use bookmarking sites went viral and were able to share their things with the world. And this is all really cool stuff. We're all experts here. This is why we get together for these things. And bookmarking can really help spread your links around, help you get noticed by the press and reporters, and get what we call backlinks to your site. Very important, and we'll explain what that is in just a minute. But we're also going to have a live Q&A you don't want to miss, and a very special offer we'll have towards the end to work with two very special people. Who could they possibly be? Well, one of them is Colin Martin, that's me, and I'm the marketing manager for Tom Antion. I've been there for over 6 years now. I'm also the head instructor at Tom's Internet Marketing Training Center, which makes me unqualified to do this webinar completely. I'm also a copywriting expert and an instructor of a massively popular and very, very expensive stealth persuasion writing system. I think it's a big 97 bucks. I can't even afford it. And that's me. And I'm also single and good looking, ladies. That's not a picture of me. That's a picture of Tom down there on the left. So that's cool. Who is Mark? Who is Mark? Mark,
Ooh,
who are you?
who am I? I'm the head video instructor at Antion and Associates for Tom Antion. I'm also owner of NetAim LLC or netaim.info. It's an internet information database along with Tom. Uh, I'm the head geek. Colin wrote these, I want to say, by the way, but I'm the head geek at Internet Marketing Training Center. I'm a bookmarking site addict. I am. There's specific sites that I like and some that I'm not too fond of. And I'm married, so don't even think about it. And then Colin picked probably one of the funkiest looking pictures of me ever, but there I am
It's a
having a
good
good
picture, dude.
time
It's fun.
editing.
There's nothing wrong with that. At
Okay.
least you're smiling, which is, rare.
Oh, no way. I'm always smiling. But anyway,
I
so
never, I
yeah,
never
so
see you smiling.
that's all about me, and that's both of us.
Definitely. Now that we've discovered who we are, we're going to talk about what a bookmarking site, because there's some confusion out there. Most people will see them on share icons, like share your stuff on Reddit, Dig, Delicious, all this stuff, but most people really don't know what it is. And I'm not sure why these have been not as popular as Facebook. I think they're not quite as fun. You don't really have the kind of profiles like you have on Facebook where you can share pictures of your cat and meet all your classmates. It's a different kind of thing. Well, bookmarking site is very similar, Mark, to the favorites bar where you can add your favorite sites and build them all up. So a bookmarking site is a place where you store URLs to web pages. And they can be anything. They can be YouTube videos you like, web pages you like, anything. But you collect them and you're able to share those with everyone in the world. So if someone has a really nice collection of their favorite websites, it's a great place where you can get information, up-to-date information, because you can be friends with that person, just like on Facebook, and share really cool sites with each other. So the biggest ones that we talk about, Dig and Reddit. Delicious is the one I like the most. Stumble Upon. Reddit is Mark's favorite, and then Pinterest, believe it or not, is a lot of people are familiar with that, and it's very much like a bookmarking site where we're collecting pictures. But the pictures, when you click on them, go straight to websites. Well, it's very similar. Pinterest, you collect your favorite pictures. These other four is a place where you can collect and share your favorite websites. Then it's simple. That's simply all it really is. So you're sharing information with people, and that's the important thing here. Over the years, though, and this is the important thing that we found out, that Mark and I and Tom and everyone who uses these things, they've become an important resource for reporters and the media and bloggers and authors and researchers and students and everyone else that's looking for information. So as people research the web and save their favorite sites or bookmark their favorite sites, reporters have noticed that a lot of this is very cutting edge stuff that they don't have time to research. So if they can subscribe to these sites and have what are called like instant message alerts, a little bit like Google alerts, but it's for bookmarking sites where they're told of brand new cutting edge stuff, or they can even search uh, bookmarking sites for stories that are interesting. So if their editor comes and says, let's do a story on Obama in college, well, you can search bookmarking sites and have links directly to um, all that information, basically at your fingertips. And it's a little bit different than Google because there's comments and things that you don't get with Google searches. So it's a little bit across between Facebook and a little bit across between Google. And Delicious is set up exactly like that. So that's what I really like about it. You can submit a mixture of stuff on your own bookmarking site. You have a profile, it's got a picture, it's got links to your website, but the content, just like posting on Facebook or posting on Twitter, the content is your favorite site. So you're saving and submitting either your own website links or a mixture between yours and others that you like. And as you do that, you're building friends, followers, and traffic to these sites, and also a portfolio of information for your community. So everything that you save can be a very valuable resource to all your followers. So if you ever notice that you're on Twitter, guys, and you follow somebody because they keep linking to really cool stuff that you really need, and it's very up to date, breaking news, and a lot of people subscribe to Twitter feeds just because they're like news sources. That's what bookmarking has been doing all along, except it's a little bit more powerful than Twitter, and we're going to show you why it's more powerful.
Oh, hey,
So
Colin.
why are they different? Yeah,
I just wanted to throw in there the first little point that you had, that you say that people that you can submit your own links. Well, obviously, other people are also submitting their own links to these sites as well. So it's not just for you; it's for everybody on the web. So I'm sure we're going to cover this a little bit more detail in a minute, but this is where you can get information as well as provide information in the form of links. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that.
absolutely right. Or it's like a massive sharing that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
because I may have 100 followers that are notified every time I save a new website URL and bookmark it. So I've just alerted people to what I think my followers will find interesting, or I just want to save it for whatever reason. And all those people can just instantly get notified and click out and see whether it's a site of mine, it could be a brand new article, it could be just something that I like or something of value. So there's a whole strategy here to how bookmarking is set up, but it's crazy. It's not even like uh, Facebook and Twitter. The only thing similar about it, as you can see here, is you do build followers and friends who are notified of your new postings. But it's also similar to a blog where people can subscribe to your bookmarking profile. You can follow anyone, or they can follow you, and they're all notified of all your new stuff. But there's one big difference, and this is very important how it's different than Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Google places bookmarked links, the links you save, Google deems those important and cutting edge, fresh content and up to date, and they will place those links that you bookmark high in the search results. I've seen top search results, number one, number two positions that were delicious submitted links uh, and Reddit submitted links. But usually your Facebook and Twitter posts don't come up in searches at all. Your profile will, but your actual posts and the things that you post on Facebook do not come up in search results. So a link that you submit to a bookmarking site, you're able to share that with the world. So you may be sharing it with your friends and your followers, and you're able, as Mark said, everyone can see all that. They're posting different stuff, and you're posting different stuff. We're all sharing different stuff, but Google's sharing it with everyone that doesn't even know you. So you can attract followers and build followers and friends on social bookmarking sites simply by bookmarking your favorite URLs, and they come up in search results. Also, bookmarking sites, it's a community, and we comment on all this stuff. So just like on Facebook, when you submit something, all your followers can comment on that. So you can get a big discussion going here, and that's really important.
Uh,
And we also can vote stuff up and down. We can like it or thumbs down stuff. On other media, you really can't do that.
the voting is very important. The voting does obviously a couple things. It's one social aspect that is a little bit different than Facebook, because on a lot of these sites, voting helps determine how how often it's featured as well, how often the website will show it basically. And the more votes that it has, hopefully positive votes, the more chances of more people seeing it, and so they vote on it, and it just kind of goes in a cycle that more people see it, the more people vote on it. If it's a good, if most people appreciate it and they vote it up, or they give it a thumbs up, or they like it, the website will uh, in turn kind of feature that more often. And so that really helps. And so, yeah, Colin was right that the commenting on it is one part of social, but the voting is as well. It's kind of nice because people can participate in what you have provided to these sites, like certain links that you have uploaded to these sites or submitted. But you, on the other hand, can also do the voting, and that does affect the whole community vibe of the site.
I actually totally forgot about the home page of each one of these sites and how it features the most popular links that people are voting on, as Mark just described. Imagine this, guys, just for a second. If you had a Facebook post that was so outrageously popular that you had so many people commenting or liking, pressing the little like button on a post on Facebook, what if Facebook moved that had a Facebook homepage? Could you imagine how much exposure you would get if the Facebook homepage featured the hottest posts? I think they should do that anyway, Mark. But
I actually agree, and Facebook's kind of shooting itself in the foot, because who cares if one person or 1,000 people vote, or excuse me, if 1,000 people like a comment or like a post that you put on Facebook, because for one thing, they don't give it any, they don't favor it, and they don't, um, And again, the search engines don't pay attention to it. So, yeah, right, Colin. If they had a homepage of some sort, that would be pretty neat.
That would, and that's exactly what's going on with bookmarking. So the hottest stuff, and people try to get the votes because they want it on the homepage. Why do they want it on the homepage? It's because so many people visit it. And we're going to show you the numbers here in just a minute. So we talked about what uh, is great about, what's similar about Facebook and Twitter to this, but there's two important differences that we're going to talk about in just a minute. And there are hundreds of these sites, and we're hang in there. I want to show you exactly why they're different and what power we can have. Well, which ones are we talking about? Of course, there's millions of these things, but really we don't. Mark and I like to pick the best stuff where people hang out. So we're going to talk about Dig, Pinterest, Reddit, StumbleUpon, and Delicious. Basically, these little 4 or 5 here that we like that are really nice. Now, we talked about the homepage. Why? Why do you want to have one of your hottest posts featured on the homepage? And why would it be so cool if Facebook did that? Look at these numbers. Everybody talks about how great Facebook is, but look at these numbers for just these social sites. Dig.com gets 25 million visitors a month. This is one of the reasons we want to do it. Reddit, 34 million visitors a month. These are not small sites. These are up there with the largest of all social networks. How did I get this Google Analytics snapshot of Reddit.com? I can't tell you that, but look at the number of visits. In 1 month, 159 million visits, 34 million unique people. What is that, 2 billion page views? I'm really bad at math, but that number looks like a lot, okay? Look how many pages per visit. People visit nearly 13 different things each time they go to Reddit. This is huge stuff, and these are numbers that in some respects are larger than Facebook, depending on who your friends only see your stuff. The general public, like these numbers, can see anything, especially if it's featured. That's why that featured thing was really cool that Mark was talking about. There's some other ones, StumbleUpon, nearly 8 million, Delicious, 5.5, Pinterest, 14 million and growing every day. So these are the sites that we like, basically, because look at these numbers. So it's really wonderful how we get those kinds of visitors to this thing. You have anything to add to that, Mark?
These numbers are old, so they actually are probably even higher than that. It's funny. I was again just on Reddit today, and somebody submitted a link that said that Reddit is around. I'm not going to get the number exactly right, but it's around 100. It's ranked number 116 out of like all the websites on the internet. That's pretty up there. And one
Yeah.
thing I want you guys to think about when you're listening to us talk about all these sites, um, I don't use every single one of these sites. I've checked out every single one and I've messed around with them and I found a couple that I like and then I focused all my efforts into those that I like. So I'm not spreading my efforts out to all of them and wearing myself thin. I want more quality to a few of the sites that I've picked. And so I feel that's a little bit better idea. So when you're listening to our webinar tonight, don't tell yourself, I got to do every single one of these. You might not like how some of them work and how some of them, operate, and that's fine. Just pick, if you do like any of these, stick with those and then focus your efforts on those.
Absolutely. It's just like any other social networking. One of them will work really good for you, and the others might be a waste of time, or you want to do what's fun and what's really working for you. So Julia's piping in here. YouTube does feature liked videos, absolutely. And you know what happens if one of your videos gets on the homepage of YouTube? Like 3 million views. Do you know how much money you can make from that? What if it was advertising your business? I mean, that's ridiculous, okay? That could burn a website down with so many visitors,
Yeah.
And yeah, YouTube, see, because Google owns it, and they're smart. They do a home feature. All the bookmarking sites we're talking about here do the homepage feature, and that's what we like about it. Well, I mentioned a minute ago that reporters, and nothing will sell more of your products than having a reporter do an interview with you. or just feature you in an article or link to you from an article. So really, that's an important thing. And reporters are constantly using social bookmarking because we just said that they always quickly get notified of the hottest stories. So when something is breaking, very similar to Twitter, everyone starts linking to it. Different stories, everyone starts sharing it, it becomes a hotbed. Well, reporters, they've known for a while that that's the hot stuff that they need to jump on, where they're going to get the hottest information. So if you're the one who's either featured in the link or you're actually sharing it with everybody, you could be the source for media opportunities. Bookmarking sites, they take reporters to the source of the story, which could be you. So that's an extremely important thing there. If people are talking about anything out there that's newsworthy and they find an article on your site, it not only will it drive a ton of traffic really quick, but it's the quality of the traffic. It's who is going to contact you and make a phone call and feature something that you have finally written, because you never know when your expertise is going to become newsworthy. So at any moment, any one of us can be instantly famous just depending on our expertise. This guy, Benji Lanyadoo, he's a writer for the London Times, and I read this and I wanted to reiterate it to you guys, states that bookmarking sites are reporters' little secret. So it's something that they don't really share with everybody. And he said that stories that appear on Dig or Reddit, then the same day they are on the Washington Post, New York Times, and the Guardian. And he's absolutely right. This is some of the hottest ways to share the most breaking stories and the hottest hotbed information. So bookmarking is a way that reporters get their information. And Mark's going to explain this Ask Me Anything. This is a fantastic opportunity to network with tons of people. And it's exactly how Barack Obama used bookmarking to help win the election in 2008 by opening. He was the first candidate to really open up a dialogue right on the internet and answer people's questions. Of course, not only did it benefit Obama here, it skyrocketed bookmarking's place, specifically Reddit. It skyrocketed Reddit's place in journalism, and reporters took it very seriously. They also use bloggers, love it too. Reporters and bloggers use the search results, Google Alerts, subscriptions, and iPhone apps. All of those can alert them to the hottest and fastest breaking stories of interesting killer information on these bookmarking sites. Down there, you can see a little app I put that's straight to, it looks like Reddit. Yeah, that's a Reddit iPhone app. So, I mean, you can subscribe by keyword. So if you're looking out for like life coaching, chiropractic, alternative medicines, anybody that submits, or across all your followers, anybody that submits a keyword-rich URL or your followers that you really respect, you can actually get them right to your phone. I think that's really cool. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, this is something that we talked about. Facebook and Twitter don't do that. So they may tell you what your friends are doing. Yeah, you get updates to your phone, but this is different. And reporters, Mark, are not looking for Facebook and Twitter posts to find out the latest information. Don't you think?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's great. And I'm going to show you the details of that coming up.
Before we get to that, I want to just show you how Tom used it. When I first started working for Tom, this was the first thing he made me do was submit links to Dig. And I was like, what the hell is this? I don't even know what this does, but he made me do it. I was totally new to internet marketing, so I didn't understand it. But he said, here, go to this Dig account, go through some of my videos and some of my web pages and submit them as links. And I was like, okay. So I did what he told me to do. And MSNBC found a link to public speaking, and George Bush was doing a speech that night, and they wanted somebody to critique George Bush's speech, so they had to look for a public speaking expert. Well, through Dig, they found Tom Antion's obviously a public speaking expert. He was #1 in Google and #1 in the Dig submissions, so they called him up. And the story goes, Mark, they called him up. He was like, just got out of bed, and they go, hello, this is MSNBC. Can we talk to the president of the publicspeaking.org university, and he's like, yeah, that's me, and he's standing in like a teddy bear robe or something with a cup of coffee and his hair sticking up, and it was just him in his living room, and they said come on down, and he was down there later that night in the DC studios doing that. So that's pretty cool. So I like that. Mark, you said you want to look at Reddit real quick and show people what exactly this kind of thing does.
Oh yeah. If you can go over to Reddit,
Yeah, I
I'll
want to show
walk you
you real
through it.
quick here. One, I want to show you what a delicious profile looks like. And this is some girl, I don't know who this is, but I just found this randomly. And her name is Blatter Patter or something. She's a designer. But anyway, you got the photo here, and you can see that there's an idea of what we do with social networking. You can see that she has followers, and she's following people, and you can see these tags that she adds. And these links down here, right in here in the middle, are the stuff that she submits. And they're to different things. So when she finds something interesting on the net, she posts it, and her followers see it. And the followers, she's only got 27, but obviously you could have thousands, and the big players do. And when you do something, those people will see it. And all these sites here that she submits all get traffic that's niche and hot, and she's sharing the coolest stuff. I don't even really know what she's sharing, but look, their YouTube videos or a lot of artist sites that thanks to her, are probably getting a lot more traffic than if no one aired their sites at all. So this is a big opportunity for her, and of course she got her URL to her own site, so it helps get more traffic to her site just through the profile alone. So the more followers you have, just like on Facebook and Twitter, the more stuff you can submit. You want me to go to Reddit, the homepage,
Yep.
Mark?
Yes. Okay, guys,
Now,
here's
this
Reddit.
is Reddit.
Yep. Here's
Mm-hmm.
Reddit, and it's actually very basic. Every one of these blue links is basically a link that somebody has submitted. And Colin, if you look on the left-hand side of each one of these blue links, you will see arrows pointing up and down and
Mm-hmm.
numbers. Okay, the up and down arrows is basically how everybody votes. They can click the up arrow if they like it. They can click the down arrow if they don't like it, and they don't have to click at all. You can just simply read all of the links and then be on your way and not worry about anything. Now this is called the front page, and this is that featured home page that I was talking about, and this is where the best of the best. Now, Colin, if you look way up at the top of this website, you will see a bunch of different smaller subcategories, such as funny, politics, gaming, ask Reddit, and so on and so on. And if you click on that one where it says IAMA, this is a subreddit, and this is the one that Obama used. It's basically it's AMA stands for Ask Me Anything, and it also can stand for I am a, and you can see some of the examples. I am a Swingers Club employee. Ask me anything. I am Vincent Smith, former running back.
Oh
Scroll down,
wow.
scroll down farther, Colin. Like, keep going until on the right hand side you will see the upcoming Ask Me Anythings, which it actually shows you the person's name. No, below that, Colin, it shows the person's
Mm-hmm.
name. It shows who they are. It shows what time, Eastern time, uh, and you can actually just go at the time that this person's doing their AMA, and you can ask them questions. If you look at the main area here again in the middle, you'll see a couple green links and you will see blue links. Blue links means that it's a real person that's actually doing this Ask Me Anything thing. And green links are what people are requesting. They would like to do an AMA with this person, and they want to see if anybody else would be interested. Now, what this is great for is Tom is always talking about creating your own products, books, CDs, MP3s, and so on. And he always says that an easy way to do this is to interview an expert. Well, this page right here is full of experts. All right, and you can also search through these AMAs. I just found one a second ago that said, I am an internet marketer making 30,000 a month, ask me anything. And so depending on whatever your topic is, whatever your niche is, you could search through these ask me anythings and find some great answers to specific questions. And these things you could actually take this information and make a book. On top of that, you could possibly get in contact with these people and ask to do an interview, or ask more detailed questions later on down the road. So this is just one way to use Reddit to think of product ideas and get information. Also, you can read what everybody else is asking. Go ahead and click on one of these, Colin. You can read what, as long as it's a
Like this one
blue
here?
one. Yeah, that one has
Okay, we'll click on this.
121 comments. Yeah. Okay, so this person is 19 years old. They're in a
Wow.
wheelchair. Now you can see here's the topmost comment. So, or it's a comment, but usually it's a question as well. And then the answer, if you see the username that is highlighted in blue, that's the person. That's the 19-year-old person that's answering these questions. So now what you can do is you could go through these and see what other people are asking as well, and it might be a question that you never even thought of to ask somebody. So now you're getting ideas for questions as well as seeing the answers. So that's just another way that you can use this I am a whatever. And that is just one section. Can we go back to the front page, Colin?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now again, the front page is a culmination of everything. That means all these little subtopics, whatever is the most popular in these subtopics, gets bumped up to this front page. And then sometimes there's people that only read what's on the front page, probably some of those reporters and whatnot. And so then people can also vote on the front page. Another thing, Colin, that you should check out is, where is it? There is Today I Learned. It's right up at the top again, Colin. Right there,
Mm.
click that. Today I Learned, and that is filled with a ton of just neat information that people have learned about. And I was just talking before the webinar started. See number one, TIL stands for Today I Learned that an Oregon survey found that panhandlers outside of Walmart were making more than employees working inside. Well, first off, that's pretty information.
852 comments. Wow.
852 comments, and 2,782 people voted it up. That's what it's called, an up vote. They gave it 2,782 up votes.
Okay, so Mark, this link here goes to this Kimono or KomoNews.com,
that's right?
right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So all these people clicking and liking and commenting on this is driving traffic to this site, which I've never even heard of.
I've never heard of it. No, absolutely. On top of, yeah, and so there is where you're getting your publicity and linking, and on top of that, this is filled with such neat information that it seems to me when I read through them, there's a lot of things that I never knew. Well, that on top of itself could be another product or a book on Amazon that you could quickly write up. Something about one of these neat, interesting facts that so and so learned. So this is another great place to just get ideas to make products. But let's just think about getting links to our own website. That's very simple. Right where your mouse is, Colin, you'll see a button that says Submit a New Link. And you just click that. And you might have to be logged in, Colin, but if you are logged in, you will see, you can close this, you will see, basically it's very simple. It just says, what's the title of your post? And that's this blue, everything that's in blue here is a title. And then what's the link? And it says add a little description. And then you submit it, and that's it. And then you can, depending on what it is, you can also comment on your own link. You can try to start a conversation. Of course, you can always get friends and associates to come to this link and upvote it and comment on it and all of that. And it counts as a backlink. So that's just another way that you can use Reddit.
And right here is a profile.
Yep.
And when you click on someone's profile, everything that they've ever submitted and all the comments. So everything in here is all your entire profile is full of all these links and comments. So someone can now, if they think that you're the bomb or whatever, we can go over here and become friends with this person and build a huge friends and following so that I'm notified every time someone of this guy's postings. And obviously, look at all the comments this guy has gotten or left. He's, I think these are, how many links he's left?
Well, no, what that
67,000?
is if you leave a link. Well, first off, if you leave a link and people upvote it, that's known as
Uh-huh.
karma. You know, get karma. Every
I
time you
got
get a
you.
link, everybody upvotes will give you this amount of karma. One vote counts as one karma point, I guess. But you can also get karma on comments. So you can comment on somebody's post, and other people will say that's a very helpful comment. That's a very funny comment. I think I'm going to upvote that. So now you're getting your username and information in the comments as well. So this guy is a pretty powerful Reddit user, and he's definitely has a lot of comment. One other
So
thing,
this is where you can become an expert in your field by
yep,
becoming a power user
mm,
and have all these friends and have all this karma built up,
right.
where you get put, your stuff gets put on the homepage more often because you've built up this karma, and you can become an expert in your field, the most sought after expert on Reddit for any kind of industry.
Oh yeah, and one other thing that I don't want to get too detailed in, and we don't really, I don't look at Reddit for this, but it's another thing that you guys might want to consider. You can also buy ads. You can get an ad put on Reddit, and think about how many people are going to see that ad. See that ad right down there? That's called the Fantasy Exchange, which it's a people do gift exchanges on Reddit, but you can also put ads on the right hand side, and of course you can like tailor it to keywords and topics and so forth. But that's in the back of my mind. That's the last thing I'm thinking about when it comes to the power of using Reddit.
I love all this. This is just a fantastic opportunity to really build yourself into an expert in your field. Well, we talked about what makes people click on some of those links, Mark. It's kind of, you clicked on some links earlier. You were saying about the panhandlers and stuff because it was an interesting title, and it also attracts the search engines if it's got sprinkled with some keywords. So you don't want to just post something and have it say untitled or just a title that's very weak or something. If you Where you get to write your own title during this submission process, when you submit a link, the more sensational the title, the more people are going to click on it because it's funny, it's interesting, it's hot, it's wild, it's pushing the envelope, and it's sprinkled with keywords. Well, how in the world can you make something like this? And of course, this is secret bookmarking tip. Compelling titles with a mixture of keywords and sensationalism gets more people clicking and gets more people voting. And of course, the whole point of submitting a link, whether it's to your site or anyone else's, is to get people to click on it or vote on it or comment on it. So look at some of these titles here. I just made these up off the top of my head, like earlier today. 15 dumbest things people get punished for. Well, that's kind of funny. I can imagine the comments that would go along with that story. So when you submit a link to something, you can write your own title for it. And that's the way it is on Delicious or Dig and Reddit and the others. So you can actually change the title so it's not going to be exactly what the title of the page is. So you can write a more sensationalistic title to try to get a hotter placement. Weak public speaking skills will cost Romney the election. It damn sure did. And that would be a great way to if you were a public speaker and you talked about this and a reporter happened to see this and click on it and read your article on your website, you may be the next person they're interviewing on some major news like The Guardian with a link to your website. And next thing you know, boom, you're on TV and everything else. The 20th things you should not be spending money on. That's cool. These end of the world stuff. How do you envision the end? I bet everyone in the world would get in with that comments. That would be funny. And then the first and last night with my pup. Rest in peace. These little things, it doesn't matter what you're trying to submit a link to. If you have a cool title, then you definitely want to write a compelling title. What I want you guys to do right now, which is really cool in the chat box, is that I want you to write a title that you think would have some cool keywords, but would be something wild and compelling that would get people to click. So just in the search box, we're going to, I want to see what you guys think, how you would write a title if you want to start submitting, because this is a secret bookmarking tip, and I want to see how good you guys would do it. So Julia says, what are the 3 worst things you can do with bookmarks? I wonder if that's a question to us, Mark, or is that her title?
Yeah,
Shirley says,
it's a good
when
title.
to solution when to solution is simple, God is answering. Albert Einstein. That's interesting. Bob says, how to fail at the Casa Concordia salvage?
Yeah, Costa Concordia is probably what he meant to say.
Oh, okay. Um, Virginia says, the secret life of an internet bookmarker.
Hey, I like that. That's not bad.
When the solution is simple, God is answering. Well, that's kind of neat. Oh, like Jeff says, how our social system is abusing your kids. Love it.
That's a good one.
Joanne says, top 10 mistakes athletes make. Nice. Gary, Obama one step away from impeachment. That's a good one. Kim says, how to increase your odds in blackjack and craps. I love it. I love it. That's cool. You guys are doing really good with this. And Carol says, I survived the Carnival cruise and didn't break down. Those are cool. You guys already have got it going on here
And
with this
Colin's
stuff.
right. Titles are very important. I have seen one person post something on Reddit with a terrible title, and then I have seen the same thing posted by somebody else with a great title, and that gets more votes and more publicity. So titles are crucial.
Absolutely, absolutely, Mark. That's exactly right. And you hit it right on the head. And you hit it right on the head. Um, Al says bullying. Well, I don't know what else is it. Al, I don't even know why you keep coming to these things. You freaking me out, man. I love you, dude. I'm just messing with you. I'm not sure what he's trying to say there, but what kind of links do you submit? Obviously, we talked about submitting links, changing titles, got killer titles. You guys are doing great. So, what do you submit links to? Well, obviously, it's your favorite sites for information. It could be your own websites, all your web pages. It could be your blog posts. It could be articles, it could be your YouTube videos, it can be ebooks, Kindle books, MP3s, podcasts, articles written by you that are published somewhere else, Flickr images, social profiles, infographics, press releases, Pinterest pictures. Dude, the sky is the limit. Everything can be posted on bookmarking. And that's the beauty of it, because being able to what we call deep link and share some of your web pages that aren't getting any traffic now. Okay, now this is a great opportunity to share some really cool articles that you've written that maybe the search engines aren't picking up yet. So this gives you a big opportunity to jump ahead here and start submitting links deep into your site if that's what you want to do. When I started doing this, Tom told me just pick any page on my site and bookmark it, and I was like, okay. So if it was good for him, he would definitely. It was good enough for me too. And you do want to submit to every page of your site. We call that deep linking. So don't just keep submitting to the home page all the time. That's ridiculous. And then you can link into opt-in and squeeze pages. There's nothing wrong with that. You obviously can't buy ads to those half the time anymore with Google. So I mean, this gives you another opportunity. You can also submit links to every new post that you got, images of you on Facebook. I mean, all this stuff is valid. You can also make special pages just for bookmarked articles. And that's kind of cool because you can go into your analytics and you can track and see just how good the bookmarking's working for you if there's just a specific page that no one else can see except something you submitted over there on Reddit, which is kind of neat. Also, you want to make sure that every link that you read, that every link has a resource or an opt-in or contact info. So when you submit an article to your site, for instance, Bob was saying a minute ago in the question box, if he writes an article, should he bookmark it? Yeah, but make sure that somewhere in there, a news reporter that stumbles across it, or a blogger who wants to share it, or any other person that might make it go viral, that there's contact information for you. so that they can ask you permission to share, that they can call you on the phone for an interview, something. Don't submit something anonymously and expect a bunch of contacts from it if you don't have any of your information. So that's the link submission tips for you. Let's go over secret bookmarking tip 2, and this is really important. Don't just submit your own links, because remember, there's a community here that people get to vote up or down, as Mark was showing you on Reddit. And if you just submit your own stuff all the time, the community and your followers will kind of get sick of it. You're not really helping share the knowledge out there. You just look like a spammer. So a formula, 50-50. Just do half of your own stuff, maybe a little less at times, and then to other resources that you find important. What that do is it'll build a community of followers, and you'll be the go-to expert, like Mark pointed out. Those people on the Ask Me Anythings, they're building expertise that way, and you can build your karma and everything else that we pointed out. But not if it's just your own stuff all the time. It's about commenting. It's about sharing. It's about showing that you know all this stuff and you're the go-to person in your industry. So we're going to talk really quick about backlinks. If you don't know what a backlink is, it's just a link to your site from another big site. And Google counts those backlinks. And if you have a lot of them, they'll give you higher search positioning. It's that simple, okay? But backlinks are very hard to get. And how many backlinks, as I just said, will determine your search results, even more so than keywords. Keywords you can skew and you can stuff and you can fake. But backlinks, if people aren't linking to you, you can't make people link to you. So if you have a lot of backlinks coming in, Google knows that and rewards you. But like I said, they're very hard to get, and you either have to beg or borrow or even buy them, or offer your firstborn. If you just get a link from a big site, do you realize how much traffic that can be? If a big site links to you, not only will you get the traffic, but Google will give you higher search positioning. Well, here's a secret tip. Bookmarking sites give you backlinks that Google loves. So when people submit, or you submit your own links to Reddit and Delicious and Dig and Pinterest and all these bookmarking sites, they count as backlinks that Google will give you higher search positioning for. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or even other blog posts do not count as backlinks. So if you're posting all the time on Facebook and Twitter hoping to get incoming links to your site, it doesn't work. But it works with social bookmarking. This is one of the biggest advantages to this over social networking. You might get your friends clicking, or you might get some traffic from Twitter getting to your site, but no backlinks. What's really important to Google doesn't count. And I want to show you an example. This is this dude, Ian, who owns a shoelace site. So this was crazy. He submitted his own shoelace site with, it was just a page. I think it was a blog post. And he submitted 37 cool ways to tie your shoes. That's interesting. Not to me, really, but some people found it fascinating. Well, what happened is because he submitted it to Dig and Delicious, he got 3,000 page views of the blog in just about 30 minutes, and then it got high on that search, on that featured page, and it skyrocketed after that. Here's the big thing. All the bloggers were looking for something cool to write about that day, and I guess they didn't have anything to write about, and they thought that this would be funny. So they went and posted the link on their blog to Ian's site here. Well, it happened to be shared by 7,000 bloggers that week, and those links from those blogs, because it went through Dig, counted as a backlink. So Ian ended up getting 7,000 permanent backlinks to his shoelace page that are still there to this day, still driving traffic. This was like 5 years ago. Because of that, all the major media outlets carried the story. Because of that and the backlinks, Ian's shoelace site here now been #1 on Google for the word shoelaces for over 5 years. Okay, shoelaces, like I said, I could care less about. But what about your topic? What about life coaching? What about losing weight? What about curing diabetes? What about alternative medicine? What about all the grief counseling and divorce counseling? All the things that we're experts out there. You can do the same thing. If shoelaces can do it, you can do it. Okay, it's very easy. So, bookmarking tip number 3, and we're almost getting to the Q&A here. So hang in there. You can use bookmarking sites as a repository. Mark explained this uh, beautifully just a few minutes ago. As a repository of knowledge for thousands of followers. You can comment and write books and products like Tom and Mark talked about here. And every time you post a new link, all your followers are notified. If you build, just like that example I showed you of that guy with all the blog, with all the post karma there and comment karma, if you had enough stuff in your profile, you almost have what's considered a membership site full of resources and knowledge and links to thousands of bits of information out there, and you become the expert. And every time you link something or submit a link to something and you have enough followers, think of how you can start to funnel those people over to your website for opt-ins and selling services and consultations and all these other things. If you're a go-to person that's trusted by that many people, you can sell a lot of products. In fact, building your expertise is the key to selling products. It's not always about search positioning. You want to add anything, Mark?
Gee, no, Colin. Everything you're saying is great. Everything you're saying is great. Yeah, I can't. I'm just nodding my head in agreement.
Bob has to throw in another title here: 100 heart-pounding adventures for less than $25.
I like that one.
Love it, Bob. Okay, quit sending in the titles. Okay, that was like 6 slides ago. Okay, okay. There is so much to bookmarking. We barely got to scratch the surface, but Bob says, okay, don't pout, Bob. Come on, man, I was just joking. You guys did great with the titles. You're really starting to see the power of this stuff. Mark loves it. I love it. We all love it. Tom has been using it for years. This is the first thing I learned in internet marketing. I want to ask you tonight, and you can put yes in the chat box, just let us know. Did we keep our promise? Did we talk about how bookmarking sites get you noticed by the media? Did we show you how reporters get alerts? Did we show you how bookmarking sites get more traffic to your website? We talked about how Ian tore it up with shoelaces, God forbid. How bookmarking submissions can get high search results with the backlinks. Again, the Ian example was quite profound, really. Did we talk about how others are using bookmarking sites to grow their businesses, through a funnel and creating products and services like Mark pointed out just a minute ago? Did we point out how, and this is important, how bookmarking sites differ for the better from other social media tools that are right now all the rage? We have everyone talking about make money on Facebook, make money on LinkedIn, and make money on Twitter. But how many, besides Mark and I, are talking about how to make real money, get discovered by reporters, and build up backlinks through social bookmarking? Very few. So that was really kind of what we wanted to talk about tonight. We really just wanted to show you how this is different than all social media, regardless of the hype about Facebook and everything. We think this stuff's the what else didn't we get to cover here? I mean, we could have talked about this for hours, especially Mark. He could have got in the Reddit and we'd have been here all night. Someone's got to stop him, so we had to limit this because we want to have a Q&A and make sure you guys, you can ask us anything during the Q&A, but there were a lot of things we didn't get to cover. So we did touch on how do you craft the most effective post titles, but there's more to it than that. There's also descriptions and other things, and how you can change the link titles from other people's stuff. How can you attract the highest quality followers? Well, just like on Twitter, 8,000 followers doesn't mean anything, but 500 really loyal followers can mean millions of dollars, literally. The gurus do it all the time. How can you use Pinterest? We didn't even really get into that because we'd have been here again all night. It's a whole webinar in itself. But it is a bookmarking site that is probably the easiest to understand and yet the most powerful one that's come across in years, okay? And everyone knows it. How can authors find experts to interview for their books and articles? Well, Mark touched on that. How to make products from the wealth of knowledge and comments and people and networking out there is ridiculous for social bookmarking, and you can create books and products from it. Mark touched on it, but there's a lot more to it than that. Very detailed ways of creating products. Also, how can you use bookmarking as a virtual press release? I think we showed you an example of that just by submitting a link and having reporters all over the world being alerted to it is probably better than some of the best paid press release services out there. And of course, how can you use bookmarking to create powerful discussion forums? If you didn't see the 800 comments for one submitted link, then you're not seeing the whole picture on what a discussion forum really is, okay? And Facebook and Twitter don't really have that kind of discussion forum power. I've never seen 800 comments from a Facebook post, and I've seen a lot of Facebook posts, okay? Well, I want to tell you how you can get some more information. Mark and I have a little training system here called the Power of Social Bookmarking System. It's a bunch of time-tested techniques and training for those business people who want more media attention, obviously more traffic, more respect for their expertise, which is extremely important because it leads to more money. What's inside this training? What topics attracts the media's attention? There's stuff they're looking for that will bring you to the top of the fold here, get you featured on the homepage, and get you contacted by reporters. How do you get to the top of the heap here with all those links? How to use images and infographics on Pinterest and other sites and link to them so you don't even have to write anything. How to spread links evenly through your website for the best search engine optimization. So we're not linking to just your homepage, guys. There's a secret way and secret techniques of linking through each and every page of your site. What should be on your site before reporters see it? What if a reporter visits your site because you had a killer story that was shared and went viral all over social bookmarking, and they got there and they weren't able to figure out who you were, share the links, or any way to contact you? What kind of media packages or press kits do you have on your site? Do you have any at all? Well, we tell you exactly what you have to have on these sites. Also, how to link to your Amazon page, which is huge in terms of trying to get higher ranking in Amazon. What if all those links that we showed you, those 2,000 visits, were to a Kindle page? Imagine the money you would make. Well, anyway, there's a whole bunch of stuff like that and much, much more inside of the social bookmarking. And what it is, it's 9 screen capture videos. We go through each of these sites and show you how to set up a profile, how to share the links. We also have an ebook I wrote, how to use social bookmarking for promotion and publicity. So you have an ebook that you can get all the details. Also, I threw in how authors can make money with Pinterest. We didn't get to touch on that, but I've got a great ebook that we're including in here tonight in our little offer. And of course, Alex Carroll's How to Be a Guest and Book Yourself on Big Radio Shows. If you're going to be bookmarking and getting in front of the eyes of millions of reporters, you definitely want to learn Alex Carroll's How to Book Big Radio Shows, because it will be the next step after you're discovered by social bookmarking and going quickly viral. So YouTube, all this stuff, we try to get views. Facebook, we try to get comments, but bookmarking is really where that. Also, we want to throw in a bonus, and this is one of the best ones, and I like these bonuses. It's nothing that you can read or touch. It's talking about we're here for you. Unlimited email support from Colin and Mark, both of us, to help implement any of your strategies here. If you have questions, we'll have the answers. We never leave anybody alone with this stuff. I hate buying something and not getting any customer support. I really hate that. Mark knows how much I hate that, so I really hate it.
Yep.
And but the super bonus is, I'll tell you what, again, we're going to do a website critique, because before you start getting more traffic and more backlinks and more search positioning, your site better be good. Okay, I'm warning you, it better be good. You guys say your sites are good, but every time I look at one, there's something wrong with it. Okay, we're going to throw in a free website critique and evaluation. It's a 20-minute screen capture video critique of your website. We'll go all through it and tell you what to change to make it better. We'll give you a keyword suggestion on an Excel spreadsheet. And also, you're going to learn all the secrets to what the search engines look for. We'll just point them out, all the best places to put keywords. And you should also we're going to share what should be on the site before someone sees it. We're talking press kits, we're talking contact information, we're talking updated copyrights, stuff you probably always forget to do, and someone should remind you of. Also, if all this traffic's going to come to your site, are your products ready to go? Can people get around the site? Can they buy with one click? Is it easy to opt in, or is it some big confusing mess? Well, we'll tell you uh, whether your site needs to be changed and exactly what changes. We don't want all these people finally going to a crummy site. We want the site to be good. So we're not going to let you have a crummy site. We're going to give you this website critique. If you get the product from us, our training system, that's 197 value. And we say reserved for the first 20 customers. I'm leaving in a couple months to go camping for a long trip. And I don't want to get 90 people here backed up and not be able to finish the stuff. These are time-consuming critiques that we sit down and we analyze the site and we go through it and we record it and we send you the recording and all this stuff. So really, first 20 customers tonight will be able to get this $197 website critique from us simply for a small payment of $97. Or you can take advantage of our 50 now and 50 in 30 days. You can go over to Expert Web Writing if this is something that you want to work with us on, to learn social bookmarking, to get tons of traffic, to build your expertise in your field, and to get your free website critique. Whew! expertwebriting.com/bookmark. Simple as that. We have a little sales letter over there. Scroll on down, see all the stuff you're going to get. Press the button, start working tonight. This is cool stuff. And Mark and I are so extremely happy that you've been here. We're hoping that the content was good. We're going to do a big Q&A here. And remember, expertwebwriting.com, bookmark. Work with us tonight. It will really make a difference in your business. A lot of these things that people sell, just don't really cut it. And so if you don't want to get the training from us on bookmarking tonight, that's fine. I mean, think about it. But you'll need to start doing this soon, and you need to get this training from somewhere, because this is really the new way of social networking. Social networking that has teeth in it, I say, not just fluff, which Facebook is starting to bore me a little bit. I'm not getting the business out of it I once did. Social bookmarking is far more powerful. So we're going to go ahead and start a Q&A, and Mark, I have to go back and see what all these people have been asking here
Yeah,
in the chat
definitely.
box. If you got
Yeah,
any questions,
I got
go
some
ahead and
questions.
spill
I
them
got a
out,
couple
buddy.
questions that people have, and I just wanted to reiterate that Colin had made a ton of good points, but near the end there, he made a point about we want to make sure that your site is ready for what social bookmarking could bring. So social bookmarking, remember, is a tool to get people to your website. It's not the social bookmarking is not the be all end all. It's just another tool to get traffic to your site. And if they come to your site and it's not working properly, or it doesn't have the correct elements to convert these people into customers, then you're basically it's not really doing anything. But you might as well not even do anything with social bookmarking. So that's one of the reasons why the web critique that we offer is very important. And I know that we barely touched on Stumble Upon and Dig, and of course Pinterest is a big one, and everything that we offer in the product that we're proposing to you guys uh, focuses on how to use how to use the sites that we covered today, and how to use these other sites that we didn't have time to. And then it also shows you, what you need to do with those. So how to operate the site, but then also what you should put on there. But let's go take a look at some of the questions here. The first one that I popped out, because I always focus on the word video, was El Borowski asked, "Can we touch on the video tab in Reddit?" We don't even need to really go there, but there is a specific video sub topic, on Reddit, where people can just submit all of their video, any video. Um, I would say about 98% of the people that are submitting a video on this tab are YouTube videos, which does double duty for you. You first off, you're getting publicity to your YouTube video, which also increases your views, and of course that helps get featured on YouTube. Helps you with the search engine positioning as well. That's just mostly I use that for YouTube. But what I like about Reddit is you don't have to specifically use the video subtopic. You can post a YouTube video or any other video on any of the topics on Reddit. So it doesn't just specifically need to be video or the video subtopic. So hopefully that answers your question. If you need more detail, just expand on it in the question box. Let's see here.
Gary, we were talking about getting backlinks, and Gary said that commenting on blogs is a good way to get backlinks as too. And Gary, he had to leave, but I wanted to touch on that for everybody. Actually, blog commenting is not a great way to get backlinks anymore, because blog owners can turn the do follow or do not follow tags on and off in blogs. So you may think that commenting on someone's blog and leaving a link to your website is getting a backlink. But if it's a no-follow blog, if someone has turned that off, it's just a simple on and off thing that they do, then no, you won't get the credit or a backlink from that or any traffic. Blog owners know that if you have a blog where backlinks are permitted, you're going to get 9 million people spamming to death every comment on every post that you have till you have to turn it off. It's been abused. So this is different. Social bookmarking can't be abused because you have a community of people who police it. So spammers, like we told you, get shut down. On blogs, spammers get turned off and erased and put through spam filters. So the days of getting a backlink from just leaving a blog comment are over. So hate to say that, Gary, but that's why it's so important that bookmarking should be a part of your your daily regimen here for internet marketing, because things have changed and blogs aren't what they used to be.
Let's see. Lori has a question. She ordered the site at just expertwebwriting.com. She wanted to know if she'd get the bonuses. Sure, we will definitely give you the bonuses. Don't worry about that, Lori. And then Lori also wanted to know exactly what was in the offer again. So maybe you can go back a couple slides while I answer a couple more
Absolutely.
questions. And then we
It
had
is actually 9 screen capture training videos that Mark and I sat down and walked through all the bookmarking sites, an ebook that I wrote, how to use social bookmarking for promotion and publicity, especially for authors. So keep that in mind. And then an ebook on how authors can make money with Pinterest. Pinterest is not just for vacation people and foodies and recipes. Authors can do a lot of good on Pinterest, and Mark really goes into how to create new books from all this, and that's very valuable stuff. And of course, Alex Carroll's MP3, how to be a guest and book yourself on giant big radio shows, very popular thing with Tom Antion and Alex Carroll. And then our unlimited email, and of course our website critique. And Mark, if you guys don't know about Mark and I's website critiques, you're really missing out. I mean, everyone's getting these things. It's the hottest thing going on the internet. We're constantly doing critiques. People are in line waiting for critiques. They're really killer. It's the coolest thing we've ever thought of. We've been doing this for years, so you don't want to miss out on that. And that's what we're giving away for 50 and 50 or 97 tonight. But better get on it so you don't get you want to get that website critique tonight. You want to get it right now.
Yeah, and the ebook, the How to Use Social Bookmarking Sites for Publicity and Promotion, that contains copywriting techniques, right, Colin? That's the one that
Yeah.
yeah. So now you're looking at also like copywriting techniques on how to craft those perfect titles, and how to, when you direct people to the link, what they're going to see. It's got to be worded correctly, and so Colin focuses on that in that ebook as well. And that's almost worth it right there because
I
everybody
have
wants to.
training. One of those 9 training videos that I made is how to craft perfect titles for bookmarking submissions. But those still work in blog posts, YouTube videos, article titles, everything. One video telling you how to craft the perfect sensationalistic and keyword-rich titles. There's some gurus out there that are charging $197 just to teach you how to write titles. I won't mention any names, but so I mean, look at the deal that is. I can write me some titles, guys, and you know it. So Bob said, I understand this stuff now where I didn't for the past 4 years. Yeah, I understand that too, Bob, because some of this bookmarking's been confusing, and it's also not very romantic because it doesn't have the fluff and pomp and circumstance, Mark, as like Facebook does. Facebook, because you get to contact or get in contact with old friends. I mean, it's fun. Okay, I like Facebook because it's fun. but it's not serious internet marketing, I don't think. No matter who is telling you that you can make much money on Facebook, I have yet to really make money on Facebook, even though I still go on it all the time because it's a hoot. But this is serious stuff here. It's a little bit above that cut, I believe.
Yeah, Facebook, in my opinion, Facebook, um, if you have like a large following on Facebook, and if you're very personal and you build relationships with people, it can down the road turn into, a customer. But with the social bookmarking sites, it's more for people that you don't know yet, so you're trying to grab more people, meet new people, and at the worst you might get an email out of it, which we always talk about. The email list is gold too. So you don't always have to direct people to something to get them to buy something. You can always just direct them to get them to maybe opt in and later on sell something to them. So social bookmarking sites can do that as well.
Yeah, it's about the traffic and how you use it. Bookmarking sites are about sharing knowledge, building expertise, building your expert status with people, creating discussion forums. But it's really about getting the traffic over to your website when you start having something very hot to talk about. Also, we talk about it's how the reporters get their information. So at any time, if you're not using social bookmarking now, how is a reporter supposed to find you? What is he supposed to search? And what if you're not on the first couple of pages of a Google search result? How are they going to find you? Are you going to pay for a $200 press release and cross your fingers? This stuff is easy to use and it's fun. Um, and it's about the traffic and what you do with it. If you're getting traffic from social bookmarking because people are sharing your stuff, then Mark is right. What happens next? Are you signing people up? Are you selling them a book? Are you selling them consultations? How is your funnel set up here?
Mm.
There's a lot to that we've described in the book that comes with this training system. Um, but it's all about getting the traffic that you're probably not getting now. Everybody wants more traffic and everybody wants more backlinks, period. And this is one way we can do it. Arthur was talking about, can I use a business profile or brand on these social bookmarking sites? Example, NewYorkFlorist.com. Or do I have to use a personal profile? What are the pros and cons of each? Well, I'm going to have Mark sort of touch on this, but really, it's not like Facebook where you have the personal stuff and the business stuff. It's one just kind of conglomeration of links, and it can be very businessy because there are whole sites on whole profiles and stuff created by like non-profit groups that are there to share resources with thousands of people. Like the American Cancer Society has its own profile on Reddit, and that's like a brand. So what do you think about that question, Mark? I mean, does that make any sense?
Oh yeah, that definitely makes sense. Yes, you can have like a business profile. I mean, it's not going to uh, like the username. You could put keywords in the username of Reddit and stumble upon, which we haven't touched on. Yes, you could, just like YouTube, you can put keywords and kind of brand yourself even just with the username. So yeah, you can have a business profile and focus on that. It doesn't have to be individual. Another thing that I wanted to really get on is, remember we were talking about um, reporters and how reporters come to these sites and search for news related, newsworthy articles. Well, one thing that I always tell the mentees, and Bob, who's on the line right now, can kind of agree with me on this one, as I always say, if you're looking for ideas on articles, blog posts, videos that you should do, I always say you can pay attention to the news and all of the hot trends and hot information that's big right now in the news, and then you can kind of steer your product or information to that hot news. Well, if you can beat some reporters by looking on Reddit or stumble upon, then you will start to show up in the search results almost before them. You see what I'm saying? So you could get front page search results for hot topics that are first showing up in Reddit before reporters are even finding it. If you're lucky enough and you're getting the good search results, and all you need to do is pay attention to the voting and pay attention to the comments. And if there's a lot of comments going on, there's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of voting going on, then whatever the person linked is popular. All you need to do then is get some information from that, write an article related to it, kind of direct it, or not spin. Spin's a bad word, but spin the article to be related to your topic or niche, and then all of a sudden you have an article or a blog post or even a video that is hot and on the public mind right then and there. And that's how you can also use social bookmarking sites.
That's great. That's great information. Lori says that she accidentally went to expertwebwriting.com and bought the Stealth Persuasion program. No, we're talking to expertwebwriting.com/bookmark. That's where you're going to get the bookmarking training. But that's okay, Lori. You get all the bonuses. Don't worry. I got your email. I'm just going to send you, Lori, the bookmarking training. I guess you can keep the Stealth Persuasion. See, you get rewarded for making mistakes over here on this webinar as opposed to getting yelled at the other webinars. So good job, Lori, for getting 2 for 1 there. I also want to give out a prize to someone who has been here. We still got a bunch of people left. I want to first thank every one of you for being here tonight on this webinar, because you're serious about trying new things and learning something new, and you're serious about your business. I'm glad you've hung in there, and we want to. I want to reward you for that, for being here. So I'm going to look through the list. Anybody want to plead their case about getting my Stealth Persuasion copywriting program? And anybody want to put in the chat box how great? Virginia says me, 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 me. Wow, it was a lot of me's. And she said please twice. Man, she's on the ball. This is like the Jeopardy buzzer, Mark. She's like got the little thing going here. Well, I don't see anybody else pleading, so I'm giving Virginia Madden the Stealth Persuasion. And Elizabeth says that she came in an hour late, so that's okay. There's a replay we're going to be sending out. Virginia, I'm going to give you the Stealth Persuasion program, which includes working with me as a copywriting editor for your website. So, oh my God, are you in for a treat? Working with me is like heaven on earth. Okay, you are just loving it. Mark laughs. Yeah,
Oh,
I can
geez.
hear Mark laughing.
Oh, gosh. He's really good.
So,
You'll get a lot of good info from him, so
yeah.
it's good.
Also, Virginia's talking about, now that Virginia has been talking, she keeps wondering about this contact information. She's asking this question a couple times here, and I've just ignored it up until now. But she's talking about, we talked about contact information, submitting the contact information. She says, do you have to submit contact information each time you submit a link? No, that's not what I meant. What I meant was that any pages that you bookmark of your own, or that anyone else may happen to bookmark, should have contact information on that page. Now, I've seen way too many websites where there was no information in the footer. There was no email or contact link or anything. It was just a page that stood alone. Great information, but you're not going to get any credit for it. You want to make sure that each page of your website, down in the footer somewhere, there's a place where someone can contact you in case a reporter finds it, or a media person, or someone wants to interview you, or a blogger that wants to share it on their blog, or anyone else. You need credit for these pages, and you don't want to have anything shared by you. This happens a lot on YouTube videos and everything else, where you're not really getting any credit. We can all share all sorts of web pages, but we want to make sure that you're getting the most out of this. That's what I meant by the contact information that's on your site, Virginia. So, and Lynette's saying, is there a bookmark site posting frequency that is preferable? Usually, I used to just submit maybe anything new. It doesn't have to be like once a day. It's not a frequency. It's how much new stuff you come out, new blog post, new video. Share that with everybody. And like I said, whenever you find something interesting, share that. Another site, share just whatever you have time for. We're not going to tell you that you need, 20 minutes a day to do your bookmarking duties, or you won't make any money. We're talking about having fun here, and becoming an expert. So share what you think is interesting when you find it, when you find the time and find it interesting. Mark, am I on the right page there? Do you have any other formula, you think?
No, you are on the right page. I think we mentioned some maybe an alternative formula in the product. We'll have to double check and take a look, and we can email you. We can give you a more detailed answer on that.
Well, we just don't want to tell you that, like most other gurus are going to tell you, you have to have a certain amount of regimen, to your social networking. Well, if you don't have fun with it, what happens? You end up not doing it. So we're not going to give you like a timeline of stuff. It's just that if you're proactive, if you're building followers, if you're sharing good stuff and you're jumping into the discussions. Remember, bookmarking isn't always about sharing everything. It's about commenting on other people's stuff, getting in there and putting your 2 cents in. This is just, let me share a little secret with you. Tom Antion started a real big campaign on Yahoo Answers, answering people's questions about internet marketing and public speaking and whatnot. And because he did that, that comment karma started to build. And you actually got a certain number of points for how many times you answered or included yourself in the comment discussions on Yahoo Answers, which actually came up high in search results. Every time I ask a question like, how hot is it over in Africa in June? One of the top search results for that answer is Yahoo Answers. And when you click on that, you'll see the power commenters, or the people that have the most answers to different questions, rise to the top. So he used that as a way to build on search positioning, backlinking, and expert status. Bookmarking is specifically designed for super commenting and comment karma, and that can really build. So if you just spend a day just putting your 2 cents in the conversation, you're going to get more out of this than if you don't do anything at all, as far as I'm concerned.
Yes, and in the comments, I know in Reddit in the comments, you can provide a link. So as long as it's not spammy, it's just like YouTube comments. As long as it's helpful and it expands on the topic, people first off, people will upvote it if it's helpful or insightful or funny. But you can also put clickable links in the comments. So now you don't have to even submit a new post or a new link to these sites. You can comment on them, provide a link to your site, and get some traffic that way too.
Excellent. Guys, get in your questions. We don't want to be here all night. I got a bottle of wine I'm trying to polish off here, so I don't want to be here. And Mark's got to fight with this little baby.
Mm-hmm.
Diane says, hi, Colin and Mark. Thanks for a great webinar. Well, thank you, Diane, for being here. If you know anyone I can hire to do the social bookmarking for me, please let me know. And she supplied her email. That's cool. We'll pass that along. And that's cool. A lot of people are looking for an assistant, a VA or whatnot that can do this. And yes, a VA can sort of do this. Not really when it gets to the very deep part of commenting and making yourself the expert, but some of the submitting duties and stuff. I mean, I did it for Tom. I mean, he didn't really do it, and we got a lot out of it. So yeah,
Yeah.
it works.
And you could also
And
pass this training on to a VA or somebody who's doing your website. They could follow the training that we provide, and they could do it for you that way too.
That's absolutely correct. Mark is right on the nail on the head there. Whenever you buy Mark's right on the nail.
Yeah.
If anytime you buy this stuff, this training, these are videos, and what's cool is you don't have to be an expert to figure it out. Shirley's saying, how long will it take to learn bookmarking? I don't know, a day or two. I don't know. As soon as you're done with watching the 9 videos, you have a uh, pretty good knowledge about how to get really far with this. Your VAs and stuff, when you hire people, remember this, they don't understand how to write killer titles with keywords and things like this. This is kind of insider stuff that only you guys learn on these webinars, and that only people like Mark and I and Tom and other people learn because we practice it. VAs are just, people answer phones and post blogs and stuff like this, and they could learn a lot from this kind of training. So yeah, pass this along to these people. Don't hire somebody to do your bookmarking. Make sure you get the training here, and then you have all the ammo you need.
Also, in the same vein as passing it along, I just wanted to throw it out there that we offer 40% commission if you sell this to anybody as an affiliate. We will give you 40% commission on the product. So if you know other people that are interested in it, if you want to put a link to on your Facebook or any other social bookmarking site or YouTube or anything along those lines, we will give you 40% commission per sale on this product. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, Mark and I love throwing money out like that. We'd love to keep it all ourselves, but we know that being generous creates a lot more, karma for us here in life. So yeah, 40% is a good way to build a lot of karma. Shirley says, are these 30 or 90-minute videos? They're different chunks. Some are like 9, some are like 20 minutes, some are like, I don't know, 35 minutes. They're all different depending on which topic. We go in and they're screen captures. So what's cool about those is it's like looking over our shoulder while we go in to each of these different sites and show you how to submit the right way and how to build a profile the right way. And Mark's got all sorts of cool stuff that I have never dived that deep into Reddit as Mark has. So I'm really glad he's on my side over here and isn't, killing me, with competition, because the dude really got it down and he just loves it, and that's perfect. And he really gets in there. Just the video on how to make products that Mark's got is worth the $97 alone, because I know a lot of other $97 products that really stink, and this ain't one of them. So.
All right.
That's a plug.
Yeah, thanks.
I love it. You guys are funny. All right, ask any more questions, guys, because I know it's getting late, and I know you guys got things to do. You don't want to be held up. I know it's 5:30 over in LA, and the traffic's probably a mess, so you guys want to get home and get some dinner. So throw in your questions. Got about another minute to ask some questions, or we're going to get the heck out of here. There will be a replay sent to everybody tomorrow. So keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, and if you do have any other questions, feel free to email us.
Yeah.
Just email us.
My email is videopower. Barbara says, can you remind us email? Here you go. Videopower@live.com. That's VIDEO video power, POWER, one word, at live, LIVE.com. And Mark's email is something.
I just put it in there, Mark, at top internetconsulting.com.
That's cool. You guys, if you guys remember, you don't have to ask about bookmarking. You got a question about anything, we know everything, so we can answer. Some of our Q&As have gone on for like an hour and a half, because people ask all sorts of stuff. Doesn't seem to be one of those times, but
nope.
That's okay. So ask us a question, email if you like. I love answering emails. It gives me something to do to stay awake all day.
Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much it, Colin. I think that's we gave them some good information, and now they got to get out there and start doing some bookmarking.
Heck yeah, there's like a ton of people still left on the line here. I don't know what they're waiting for us to tell jokes, or maybe they fell asleep or something, but we do. Bruce says, I bought the wrong program at your website also. Okay, I think that's just becoming a way to get a bunch of new products. But don't worry, Bruce, I got you, man. I got you covered. Don't worry. Everyone who bought anything by accident here will be greatly rewarded, So I'll take care of you guys. Do not worry. And I don't think we hit the 20. So if you guys are sitting on the fence here about ordering this and you want to get in the website critique, again, that's a $197 product, the website critique. Okay, that alone is killer, and we're offering it for free. And you guys have no idea how freaking awesome that is. It's powerful. Okay, you guys are gonna love it. Al says, thanks. Talk to you soon. All right. Elizabeth says, when are you sending out the replay? Tomorrow. All right. So get your questions in. We're going to go ahead and take off here. Al's left. Barbara says, we're hanging on to every word. I know. I understand that. Elizabeth says, awesome. Thanks. Bruce, thanks. Virginia, thanks. And thanks for the gift. Anytime, Virginia. You guys, all right, we're going to go ahead and cut out of here. I'm going to end this thing so we can all go home. Lori says, thank you. All right, you guys have any questions, just write us. Mark, I love you, dude. I'll see you tomorrow.
Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow.